All right. Well, I know I've kept you here for a little bit. What are like a lot of people watching this? Most of the people are probably new. Like, what's some advice of two old guys that have been doing this for a long time? That, like, because it's discouraging. A lot of people do come into this business. Real estate is amazing. It can make you so much money. It can give you a life that you've never dreamed of. I know it's done that for both of us. But so many people quit, like because it's hard. It's not complicated.
It's not complicated, and there's deals out there.
Yeah.
The thing that I would say in my mind is I've kind of put it out. You can't just buy rental properties. You're going to have an active income to support that quote unquote passive income. And then you're going to get to a point in your life where you've built up that nest egg. You can let this active stuff go away, but you can't do that overnight.
Right.
I mean, there's few that have, and that, kudos to
everybody gets
them.
lucky. Right. Everybody gets that package or whatever. And
it's great. But I would everybody, don't feel embarrassed if you have a W-2. Like, that's the thing. Everybody shames you if you have a W-2 job. Like, hey, keep it.
You can get a loan. There's a lot of things you can get that I can't get.
Yes.
Without a lot of aggravation.
So don't feel bad that you do that. But no, real estate is a game changer.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I would encourage anybody to at least go buy one house. And then step into the next one. It's not hard. If you start young, you can buy one house a year.
I love mentoring young kids that are 22. I'm like, bro, I wish somebody had given me a book or done something.
I know.
And got me on the road.
It's crazy. If you started 10 years earlier and bought one house a year, which is not hard, by the time you're our age, you could have 30 houses, which is can change your life.
These kids got a lot more energy than we got.
They do.
But also, the business is so much easier now.
Yeah.
My God, the thing I do, I lay in bed at night and I'm like, when I was at UMass, if I had started wholesaling then, I could have put out bandit signs. But then I get into well, how in the world would I have comp properties?
Right.
So, Lou Brown is. Lou Brown, when we talk about the ghost, this is the guy, right? I asked him how he comped. What do you think he said? It's good. I almost fell out of the chair laughing.
Not Zillow, I'm sure.
No. This is in the late 70s, 80s.
Okay.
Before Google. He said we would open the newspaper and go through. So real estate listings used to be in the newspaper and also for rents. He's like, we would just scour through, pick out 5 or 6, go drive to them, look at them and go, oh, okay, that looks close.
I did the same thing.
Yeah. I was close to that. In 2002, when I started, you could pull up, it was Real Source or Real Flow, one of those things. And, you could get the properties, but there was no Google Images to go look at.
No,
so I had to print the sheet off and then go drive around to them.
Yeah, when we first got started doing rentals, I would go to the other rental properties to see what my competition looked like. I don't do it anymore, obviously, because I know that for the most part, those people weren't doing a good job with the rental properties, and mine was going to be better. So
cool. Well, before we end, I want to tell you, guys, one of the things that actually I admire Thomas and his company about that they do absolutely better than anybody else is client reviews and testimonials.
Well, I appreciate that.
You guys, dude, I would just watch them and be in awe and pissed that you guys went to every single closing.
Yeah.
I used to go to the same title company. Your sign would be in the corner because you guys are closing so often there that you would have their sign and your sign that we closed the deal. And having a presence on social media is incredibly important. They're calling it the trust economy. Where people are going to look you up. Yeah. Even people that come over to ezREIclosings, we have links for partners and everything, but almost everybody comes through Google because they see that and then they Google you and then they come back over.
It's funny. You said something on one of your shows the other day about having a personal brand.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm a marketing guy. Yeah. That's a no-brainer. I don't care if people go to my website and see a picture of me and my family. Yeah. I want them to know who I am. It makes a difference. So, and I go to other competitors' website and there's nothing on there.
Drives me crazy, right? Why in the world? Why would I do business with you? You don't even put your name on here. I get it. You don't want to put your kids. Cool. No problem. Yeah. Right? But
the kids are a tax write-off.
I know.
It's modeling.
I know it is. So for me, I feel like I have a face for radio. So I didn't ever want to be in front of the camera. Yeah. But I used to, when I sent out postcards, I had this caricature. I was on this 30-day cruise and on Norwegian, and they were doing these free caricatures, and the guy did it on and printed off this postcard. So I scanned that, and that was what I used.
Absolutely.
And I would go out to properties, and the guy would go, I would remember, I had this one guy, you look just like the cartoon. I'm like,
I know.
think that's a compliment.
I remember that. It's crazy what putting your picture out
Yeah.
there do. We started doing television commercials
Yeah.
3 years ago,
Mhm.
and people were saying like, the brand identity. People will recognize you just like social media. Like
Yeah.
you may not have seen a friend for 20 years, but you
Mhm.
know what's going on in their life.
Yeah.
That's powerful,
Mhm.
and that's what you building that brand and
Yeah.
letting people know who you are.
Yeah.
Helps.
At the end of the day, that's why a seller chooses us, because they trust
Absolutely.
that we can solve the problem that they've got.
Right.
That's it. At the end of the day, if they don't trust you, they'll sign your contract and they'll ghost you.
Yep.
You know?
Yes,
So.
you're right. You're right.